Hey, how are you, mate? Good morning.
Doing well. How are you?
I can say good morning, and it's almost true. I normally say good morning, Tone, but it's like 11 p.m. for me. Now is what 1:30 in the afternoon, so I suppose good afternoon, Blue. It's also 12:30
It's
for you.
morning, still technically 11:30. It's before
Oh,
noon, so
well, we've got a brand new show for you here today, which I hope that you'll really enjoy. It's more of a day trader's perspective on the market and what Baloo and I will go through on a daily basis to put our day trades on. A lot of the time, we do the show with Tone every night, or most nights of the week, and that's more of a technical analysis show. We don't normally talk about trades. I talk about trades sometimes, but they're more position trades that I'm in or trying to stay in and not just get wicked out of, which happens a lot these days in a consolidated range down the bottom. But the point of this show is something a little bit more actionable on the daily time frame. It's not advice on where to enter. It's not a copy and paste show, but it's more of a what we go through as day traders and something that maybe you can incorporate into your own day trading journey. Baloo, what do
yeah.
you got for it today, my friend? Baloo's pushing through a bloody cold, but he seems to get a lot of.
Every time I go to Bali, when I go to Bali and when I leave Bali, I seem to get a cold, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think it's a good move for the community right now to be looking at this kind of stuff. You know, we're in the thick of it now. We're in the depths of a very bearish retrace, and this is where the men get separated from the boys. So if you're looking
Or
to
women. Or women.
I mean, let's be real. We got a majority male audience here, but yes, of course, there are women day trading as well. Um, yeah, so yeah, this is just a good opportunity for us to show you our thought process on how we would approach a day trade, and then give you the opportunity to maybe ask why, or maybe share other ways that you would maybe approach the same thing. We want to encourage you guys to join the Discord to continue the conversation. Today, we're going to go through the analysis and the entry of our day trades. But if you want follow through and, an ability to share your thoughts, then that's definitely going to be the place to do it, is in the Discord.
Good question here. Day trading talk during the nighttime on the Eastern Seaboard is novel to me. Yeah, it is. But listen to me, you American-centric bastard. The rest of the world can turn while you're in bed. In fact,
It's a 24-hour market, man.
it's a 24-hour market, and us over here in Asia, a lot of the time, this is the best time to trade. In fact, I've traded in Asia time frame my whole life, and I've never had any problem with it. So here we go. Take us away. Blue, why don't you have a look at Bitcoin for me on the higher time frame, perhaps daily, weekly? I know we're not going to talk about macro right now, but talk us through how you would put a trade on, because what you'll see here later on coming up, we're actually trading Solana. Now, Baloo and I, Caveat, are not Solana believers. I don't care about the asset. This is a trading show. We like looking at Bitcoin to get a directional bias. And then because of the correlation in the markets, we then like to go over and trade Solana because of the volatility. So we can get a quick scalp trades in by using the correlation between the two. So take us through it, mate. I always put your tongue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, Bitcoin's the DJ. If Bitcoin's going down, you can't expect upside volatility in an altcoin. Now, you can use that to your advantage as well. You can absolutely short Solana, but we are on an extension down. So we want to take the counter side of the narrative, which would be a swing up. We're on a swing low. We want to kind of look for a potential swing high. Looking here on the daily, you pair it up with sentiment. We got a really large volume signature here indicating a capitulation has taken place. If you take a look at some of the other like lows here, this low here, you can see the volume was high, but not super significant. The last really significant high volume area, high volume signature of this level was actually back here, which was a reversal point. You had a reversal point here. This was also kind of, this was a breakout point, but we're not looking at a breakout. But I do like to look at these high volume signatures. So we're on a swing low. We got negative sentiment. The fear and greed got to its lowest level ever. So I'm going to take the probability that we're setting up for a swing high. Doesn't mean that the bear market's over, doesn't mean that we're heading into a bull market. It just means that we're on a low and I'm expecting a high. So that's my analysis on Bitcoin. I would be looking for long setups in this area.
Interesting. I'm going to be tone here for a second. Try not to say the word here, because a lot of people watch this while they're pumping iron in the gym or running or whatever. So just try and drop in the time that you remember, because people can picture Bitcoin by memory. I certainly can. So you're on the daily right now. So if you're looking at the daily, your bias might be to the upside. What would you do next to put on your trade here? Well, we'll go ahead and put your trade on live if you feel like it.
Yeah, so now I'm just going to switch gears and take a look at Solana. So I'm looking at an overall breakout, but Solana is actually just trading sideways. And these are actually better areas to trade anyways. As long as you are trapped inside of this range, you got pretty clean setups. Anytime you're at the bottom of the range, you go long. Anytime you're at the top of the range, you go short. And you just ride the range until the consolidation breaks either to the upside or the downside, at which point you will be faced with a failing trade. But as you can see here, every time we got into the red, going short was the correct choice. And then anytime we came down into the green, going long was the correct choice. Now we're currently in no man's land. So I'll be perfectly honest. I'm forcing a trade today. So if you are going to follow this, I actually don't recommend that you follow this trade. The reason that I'm forcing the trade today is to just show you guys how the ITS system works, which we'll dive into. Well, we're not going to dive into it. We're just going to introduce you to it briefly, which is an insurance trading system. And I'm going to force a trade. So in all honesty, in this area, I wouldn't take a trade either up or down in this level. But I will go down to some smaller time frames and see if I can determine some sort of a bias.
Can you go back to that? Yeah, that'll be fine. Just zoom out a little bit. The reason I really like what you're talking about here in this day trading, if it gets into the red, you're short. If it gets into the green, you're long. I love it because when you're wrong, you're not going to be wrong by very far. Like, you can put your stop losses in at a really tight range, like that. And to your point, like entering the trade right now, right in the middle of that zone, is difficult because you'd have to blow through a lot of capital to be like confirm that you made the wrong trade. That's what makes it difficult. Once you're inside that green bar or red bar, it's quite easy to put a stop loss in. This is a lot more tricky. I find that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Also, too, when you're wrong by placing a trade in the red zone or the green zone, it means that you have a directional decision. So if you're placing a trade down here in the green and you're wrong, well, we're leaving the trading range. And now you're looking at a completely different trading setup where you've got downside momentum for the shorts. Same with the upside as well. If you go short at the top and you're wrong and you get stopped out, well, you got a breakout. And now you could have a multi-week uptrending market, which is way easier to trade than a sideways trading market. So being wrong, yes, you lose the trade, but you have a directional bias for the trades to come after that.
And the thing that a lot of people, including myself, often get stuck in, when it goes into the red, I'm thinking, all right, we're going to break out here. I want to get on this early. Do you know what I mean? I want to get early to the breakout. Although we've just moved, for example, $2,000 or 5% up already. We've had a 5% run in 4 hours, and it looks like we're about to break out. I want to catch the breakout trade, but I've already missed a 5% move, and now, or in Solana's case, a 20% move, and now I'm trying to catch the breakout, which will just get rejected. Do you know what I mean? Like it's counterintuitive. The breakout hasn't happened until the breakouts happen, and you're trying to trace that FOMO into the trade. Happens a lot.
Yeah.
Happens a lot to the best.
Yeah. So we're in no man's land, but I'm going to put a trade on anyways. My directional bias is continued upside into the red here. So one thing that I like to look at is just Fibonacci retracements. So if I pull from swing high to swing low rather to swing high, we can see that we came down and tested quite nicely on the 618 Fibonacci, and we're bouncing off of that. So it's showing that there is at least a little bit of support in that area. I'm going to go ahead and just see how much room I have. That's the next step. So here's kind of the bias. Okay, we're bouncing off the 618. Now, how much room do I have for my trade for a long? I'm going to grab the long. And on the ITS system, it has a 3% stop and a 4.5% TP. So in there, I'm well within the range. So I can take this and be okay with it. Now, if I wanted to be a little bit more cautious, what I could do is find a target that's just below the swing low of the 618, because that would be the invalidation point. So maybe what I'll do is go to this kind of support level right here and place an order at 83.78. So I'm going to actually set that up right now. So this is the ITS system. ITS stands for Insurance Trading System. It's a method. It uses hedging and arbitrage. We're not going to get into the nitty gritty here, but the surface level of what this does is it protects your downside while giving you full exposure to the upside if you nail your entry. So if you nail your entry within 10 cents, you go insurance free. It's a purely directional trade. We call those jackpots. You get to keep 100% of the profits. If you don't nail your entry, insurance kicks in. And if you're trading in the open market, statistically speaking, you have a 5% chance of being successful. Everybody's heard that saying, that statistic in the market where 95% of traders lose money. With this hedging and arbitrage system, you raise that up from 5 to 40%. So now 40%, 60% of traders lose money as opposed to 95% of traders losing money. So if you're newer to trading, we recommend that you employ this system just to kind of bridge the gap between, let's say, paper trading or trading with really, really small accounts into full-scale trading. Don't go to full-scale trading. See if you can make a profit with this safety net that brings you up to 40% success. And if you can, then you can move on to full-scale trading. But anyways, let's get the trade on here. So I'm going to select my directional accounts.
So as Blue does this, I'll walk you through what he's doing. He's running. How many accounts are you going to run today? 7?
I'm running 7 accounts. Yeah.
He's running 7 accounts. So he's choosing 4 accounts to go along with, which are called the followers. And then he's got 3 accounts he's choosing as his leaders. And the leaders means they are, well, it's hard to explain briefly, but the higher chance of getting paid out over on the prop firm that we use as well.
Okay, so we're going long, and I'm going to go long at 83.78.
So he's putting his price in, 83.78.
83.78.
Directional bias is long, and he's sending the APIs. Now that is gone straight over to the exchange now. It's going to put all of those buys, orders in, stop losses in, take profits in. Everything's all programmed manually. If you refresh the page, you'll see that straight on.
Oh, I got to log in. Rookie.
Yeah.
Rookie move.
What's your password?
Oh, you'll find out just in a moment. Oh, of course I don't have my phone on me. Anyways, I'll let you while I do that, why don't we go through your analysis? I gotta grab my phone. I'll be right back.
I'll go through mine, mate. Look, I'm actually seeing the same thing here. I've got the Bitcoin price up the top here on the 4-hour time frame, and I've got the Solana price here on the 4-hour time frame. I'm very interested that we keep putting in these higher lows down here. So you can see the previous higher low, and as you can see, they're completely correlated. So, but I feel like Bitcoin reacts first. This is what I said on the show the other night. So if you look at this current 4-hour candle, we are now green on the Bitcoin price. And we are above all the moving averages on the 4-hour time frame here, where on Solana, we're lagging behind. So I'm interested to see this price rally here and get a green star candle on the MRI on the 4-hour, and then to have Solana chase the price thereafter. If I go to the lower time frame, 15-minute, you can see it's the same. This is now looking at the 15-minute time frame. It looks like basically the same as the 4-hour time frame, but try to get that going for you here on the 15-minute. See how Bitcoin looks like it's ready to break out. See that retest down on the 7 simple. I really actually think that there's a good long side trade in here. So I already had the price. I had 84.45 plugged in around the zone I wanted to look at, but now the price has dropped. So 84. I'm just looking at the price. I think 84. 3.5 or something like that. So I'll go back in 84. We'll just go 3. 84.30. All right, we'll choose my accounts for the same as you saw Baloo choosing his accounts. It's quite simple. 4 long, 4 short. I choose the lowest balances: 100,000, 101, 103, and 103. Right. My leaders: 1, 2, 3. Apply. My directional bias is long. Just recheck that price as it moved. All right, I probably would have got it. Send APIs. All right, confirm. Now, let's go over and see what happens on the exchange once those APIs are now successfully sent. You can see all the trades are now, these are all the trades that's just put on. The longs and shorts, take profits, all the stop losses, everything's all programmed through. This is, Baloo said, this is a great way to trade if you're new to trading, and that it is. But I'd go one step further and say, like, I'm not logged in either, so that's fine.
Well, I'll take over because I'm logged in now, and you can do that, and I'll explain kind of the jackpot situation.
Yeah, terrific.
Is that what you were gonna talk about?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll log in myself.
Yeah.
Go on.
So, you know, a lot of people would have the criticism, like, why go to all this trouble of having all of these hedges and all of this stuff in place? Wouldn't you get the same effect by just trading less? And the answer is, to the risk side, yes, of course. However, with this system, it gives you the opportunity to trade at size. And that's with this price discrepancy that we call a jackpot. So I have my limit order placed here at 83.78. If price comes down and hits that order, but does not hit this red line, I don't know if you guys can see that. I have 2 orders here. I have orders at 83.78 and 83.68. There's a 10-cent difference between those. Sorry, you're going to have to forgive my throat. I'm getting over a cold. If I nail that entry, which if you look at the prior swing low, we had a close in between that gap. So it's a good spot if price comes down. If I nail that entry within 10 cents, I get full exposure to the trade. I don't have to use insurance.
Somebody said in the last show that I did, I'll take the screen share back for a second while you fix that. Someone said to me in the last show I did with Tone, why? Because we'll, like, if we hit this green line, right? You can see the green line. I'll try to zoom in a little bit on the exchange. I will enter the long position, okay? And I want to enter that long position, but not trigger the short positions, and the insurance as well would be the ultimate trade. It's a jackpot trade. I mean, I stand to win, you know, maybe $6,000 on this trade on a day's trade with 75x leverage on these positions. However, somebody said on my show, why are you going long and short at the same time? It makes no sense to me. Why don't you just choose the direction that you want and have conviction in the trade? It's like, and I was just like, all right, bro, if you know which way a 75x leverage trade is going to go, every single trade.
Good luck. You don't need this system's not for you. You don't need it. You're one of the 5% of traders that are consistently profitable.
Well, I mean, those 5% of traders aren't using 75x leverage day trading every day.
Yeah.
I said, well, let's set up a Telegram group and you can send some signals to me and we'll make some money. It's not realistic. We need the insurance because more than about 50% of the time in a coin flip on a day trade that, here we go. I'm about to hit my thing. Watch this. Once this trade enters, you'll see all the take profits and stop losses all programmed through. It maybe if you don't like trading, this is like watching grass grow, but I just want to hit this green line and I don't want to hit that red line. That ultimately, and then I want the price to rally, like, 3% or whatever. All right.
You want to know your entry.
I
Also, too, with this strategy, we're arbitraging out a discount from the prop firm. So it's not just a hedging strategy. There's an arbitrage of like $90 per account per trade that happens as well, which just creates more of a buffer. So you're creating a safety net with the hedge, but you're also creating a safety net with the arbitrage that you're doing between Bybit and the prop trading firm. So, if you want to learn more, I highly recommend that you dive into this. We're not going to bore the audience to death because, we've been talking about this a while and the numbers are dropping. So we don't want to bore you to death with it. But yeah, it's definitely worth a look, and you got nothing but time now. It's bear market time. The excitement's gone. It's time to tuck in and do some research and figure out how you want to capitalize on the next leg up.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is as well, like, this is a great way to trade every day, risk-free. I don't mean this to be a commercial, but I love trading this every day. I love it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel the pressure of being perfect in this either, because I've got the parachute behind me,
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I wanted to say today. We can keep this running, this trade going, but these shows are supposed to be concise. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're in both long and short trades right now. On my side, my insurance kicked in, so my long entered and my short entered. Now I'm in this trade. If you can see, as I zoom out here, and I'll go to a 30-minute time frame now to get more breadth. If we get to hit this line right here, my 3 short trades will be successful and my 4 long trades will be unsuccessful. And if we hit this, at the top of the range up here, then I've got 4 trades long that are successful and 3 that were unsuccessful, and I win on the day. So that's what I'm looking to do. The best possible outcome is that I come up and hit this target right here, which looks like it's a fair way away, but really, what is that in a
4.5%?
4.5% move. It can do that quite quickly. Either way, this trade will be finished by today for sure. And I had the chance to profit $300 US, $400 US on the day. Magic. Let's do that.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. If you guys want to follow up and see how this plays out, then definitely come into the Discord. Follow the links below. You got to just enter your email, and we'll give you a link to the Discord via email. And if you're interested in learning more, hit us up. We're happy to help. And that's it. That's all I got.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. Stay safe.